Hello, folks. I can't just do a sound check for you guys just yet because all my stuff is at my music shop and music school. But I thought I could go over what I have discovered about this. So here's the new telly, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we're going to start with the good. So one of the first things that I really noticed about this is this sucker, she bends like a crazy thing. It goes a nice tone and a half, nice and easy. It's just responsive this way. It's got that nice little plucky telly sound. And honestly, this is the first guitar that I've ever owned where my preference is the neck pickup. I am commonly to be found on the bridge pickup of most of my guitars or the middle position, and usually I've got that. But I find this neck telly to be very interesting. The bottom end is almost a little bit on the muddy side, but when you start playing up to the upper registers, it brightens right up. And it's great for lead, and it's great for rhythm. The bridge pickup is very specific to, clean tones. There's not too many sort of nice dirty tones that it works on. There's a couple, but not a lot. But this is definitely the preference. And of course, double binding. Like, I know myself, like a lot of other guitar players, we are suckers for double binding. So my ES335 is double binding. This telly and the beautiful black telly both are double bound. And I've got another one that's double bound. Oh yes, the purple Les Paul is double binding. And I love that double binding. I don't know why. I just think it makes it look so nice. So, the fretboard was nice. You probably can't see it too terribly well, but this is not bad. I mean, could use a little buffing on this side as well, in the upper frets, just ever so slightly, which I will do. When I received it, I thought, oh, it would have been so nice with a maple fretboard, but I'm starting to like the dark red and the rosewood fretboard. So those are the good things about it. Let's go for the sort of bad things about it. So one of the things that you can notice here is it looks flatly cut right off, and that's what they did. And they cut it off, and then they put the rounded jack plate on it, so it's like this on both sides. That's a little silly, instead of a flat plate, which is sort of the reason that they horribly cut a flat spot on the body there. It's not, this particular telly is not as responsive as my other one. My other one has 2 active double humbuckers in it. And when you do, tap harmonics and stuff on it, it responds beautifully. This one, not so much. This one, you kind of have to force it a little bit. It may have something to do with some of the ugly stuff. And there's really only one really ugly thing. They got the wood wrong. This was supposed to be Paulownia wood. It's a chunk of mahogany. So it's a lot heavier. I really wanted a light guitar. That's why I asked for the Paulownia wood. So that it could be used to pull off a couple of like really neat little tricks on stage. And this one's a little too heavy for that. So Another good is I love being able to see the wood grain. Now there is a flaw right here. Try to get that to focus in. I don't know if that's a spot of paint and it pushed the paint away or if it's actually a flaw in the wood. It's really kind of hard to tell. Other than that, the paint job was nicely done, and they usually do a really good job with the paint. Even when they make a mistake like my purple Les Paul, they tend to do a pretty good job. Now, the only one that they didn't do a good job on was the green PRS, the watermelon. All kinds of paint drips, and there's some black paint on the headstock where they hung it up to paint it. Things like that. So, the problems with the PRS are simply, cosmetic. So the wrong wood. Okay. They don't take the tops off the switches. So when I received it, this pickup selector switch was bent, and I just kind of forced it back. It's kind of hard to tell here. I don't know if you can see it, but I had to pop the tone selector knob up a bit. It's crooked, and that's not going to get fixed until I can take the time, take this plate off, and have a look and see if I can readjust it. But it's crooked, and it was rubbing on just one spot. So that was not good. Another thing, let me flip it over here. Now, I mean, ideally, one-piece body is my dream. A two-piece body is acceptable, so you can see the line here. That's one piece of wood. This is one piece of wood, and unfortunately, try to get a look at it here. I'll get the light right there. There's another small piece right here. Just a tiny piece. So that's pushing it. You get to 3-piece, you start pushing it in my estimation. So the only ugly that I really have to report, and it's for some reason getting better, was originally, I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, still, the neck is a little bit twisted. It was worse when I got it, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just the pressure of the string kind of pulling it back into shape. It's a lot better than it was, but there's still a twist in the neck. My black telly arrived in the same shape, but it was so bad I needed a neck replacement. This one doesn't seem to be causing any problems. I guess one more kind of nice thing is it's a nice looking neck. It's got good figuring on it. And of course, always happy that they put my name on correctly. One guitar they spelt it wrong. I spelt my last name wrong, and both PRSs, the Bovie has a small b instead of a capital B, but they did a nice job there. All in all, I'm fairly happy with this guitar. I took about 4 hours in total. Do the incidents, adjust the action on it to get it the best that I possibly can. Still needs low E needs a slight adjustment. It needs to come up a little bit. It's a little buzz around here, so I've just lowered it a little too much. But it's starting to sound like a telly. It's starting to play like a telly. And so I'm pretty happy with it. Plus the fact that these are made for me specifically. They don't have these. They actually have to make them to my specifications, and they often get my specs wrong. Ideally, I wanted this one instead of this. I wanted a hot rail, and they couldn't figure out how to do it. And really, it's exactly the same. It's the same size as a single coil. And they wanted to put it straight, and they said, well, you can't have this bridge because it's, we can't put it on the end. I said, yeah, you can. It's just, it's the same. So they don't get everything, but hopefully they're going to get a little smarter in the future. But generally speaking, I'm pretty happy with both my tellies. And I got all the cash that was owed to me today. So I got this big... My wife's happy. She got a lot of money. And I've managed to kind of hoard a bit of money for myself. So I've already contacted my guy and say, like, you're supposed to be doing 2 other guitars for me. And I want some pictures of just cool things that maybe you have in stock that I won't have to wait so long for. Because honestly, this was ordered like 10 months ago. And there's still the slimline semi-hollow telly with the P90s and a White Country Gentleman with a piezo. Still waiting on them. They built the Gretsch body right-handed. They bored all the holes in and they missed one, and it was quite a mess. And all that was wrong with the slimline telly was they didn't do binding in the F hole, and you could see like paint drips, and it was just really sloppy looking. And so I said, just paint it, to put some blue paint in there or something, just to kind of try to make it look a little better. And they say, oh, we messed it up, we got to build a new body. So it's a little bit frustrating, but we'll see, because I haven't really decided. If you have any suggestions about what my next guitar should be, let me know. Just write it in the bottom. I notice about 75% of you are not subscribed to my channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. You know, it helps me out a lot when you leave a comment, click the like button, or subscribe to my tiny little channel here. But anyway, I'll bring you a tone test as soon as I'm able. It's just really busy right now. And hope to talk to you real soon. Bye for now.